Welcome to our video on the 50 state flags of the United States.
The United States is made up of 50 states, each with its own unique history, culture, and identity. The United States is made up of 50 states, each with its own unique history, culture, and identity. One of the most symbolic representations of each state is its official flag. These flags showcase the heritage, values, and pride of the people who live there. In this video, we will take you on a journey through all 50 state flags, exploring their designs, meanings, and the stories behind them. From the iconic Lone Star of Texas to the majestic Bear of California, each flag tells a fascinating story. Join us as we celebrate the rich diversity of the United States, one flag at a time. The flag of the United States, often called the Stars and Stripes, is a powerful symbol of the nation's history, values, and unity. It consists of 13 red and white stripes representing the original 13 colonies, and 50 white stars on a blue field, symbolizing the 50 states. The flag's design has evolved over time, with the current version officially adopted on July 4, 1960, after Hawaii became the 50th state. The first version of the American flag was created in 1777, and while legend credits Betsy Ross with sewing the first flag, the actual designer is believed to be Francis Hopkinson, a founding father. The colors of the flag carry deep meaning. Red symbolizes valor and bravery, white represents purity and innocence, and blue stands for vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Now let's explore the flags of each state. Number 1. Alabama. The flag of Alabama consists of a crimson St. Andrew's cross, a diagonal cross on a white field. The design symbolizes Alabama's southern heritage and reflects elements of the Confederate battle flag. The cross itself is a nod to the Christian tradition of St. Andrew, who was martyred on an X-shaped cross. The Alabama state flag was officially adopted on February 16, 1895, by the Alabama legislature. The law specifies that the flag should be a crimson cross on a white background, with the bars extending diagonally and broad enough to be visible when displayed. Some historians believe that the flag was inspired by the battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia, which was used by Confederate troops during the American Civil War. However, others argue that the flag was meant to represent Alabama's unique identity rather than its Confederate past. The exact designer of the Alabama state flag is unknown. However, it was introduced as part of Act 383 by Representative John W.A. Sanford, Jr., who was a former Confederate officer and the son of Alabama Supreme Court Justice John W.A. Sanford. His legislative efforts led to the flag's official adoption in 1895. Since then, the Alabama state flag has remained unchanged and continues to be a symbol of the state's history and identity. Number 2. Alaska. The flag of Alaska was officially adopted in 1927. After being chosen through a territory-wide contest for schoolchildren, the winning design was created by Benny Benson, a 13-year-old Alaskan native from an orphanage in Seward. The flag features 8 gold stars on a dark blue field. The 7 smaller stars form the Big Dipper Ursa Major, symbolizing strength. The largest star represents the North Star, Polaris, symbolizing Alaska's future and its position as the northernmost state. The blue background represents the Alaskan sky and forget-me-not flowers, the state flower. Before Alaska became a state in 1959, it was a U.S. territory. The contest to design the flag helped build Alaskan identity and unity. Benny Benson's design stood out among over 700 submissions, reflecting both Alaska's native heritage and its natural beauty. His prize was a $1,000 scholarship and a watch with the flag's design. Today, the flag remains a symbol of pride and independence for Alaskans. Number 3. Arizona. The Arizona state flag was officially adopted on February 17, 1917. It was first presented at the 1910 National Rifle Matches in Ohio by a group of Arizona riflemen. However, at that time, Arizona did not have an official state flag, so they designed their own. Their design later became the basis for the official flag of Arizona. The Arizona state flag consists of two main sections. The top half, the 13 red and yellow rays, represent the original 13 American colonies and the western sunset. The colors are inspired by the Spanish flag, reflecting the historical influence of Spain in the region. The bottom half, the blue field, symbolizes liberty and is the same shade of blue used in the U.S. flag. The copper star, the large copper-colored star in the center, represents Arizona's rich copper mining industry, as Arizona was the leading copper producer in the U.S. Together, these elements symbolize Arizona's heritage, its natural resources, and its place in the United States. The flag was designed by Colonel Charles Wilfred Harris, who was the Adjutant General of Arizona at the time. He and several members of the Arizona Rifle Team are credited with its creation. Harris ensured the flag captured the essence of Arizona's history, landscape, and economic importance. Number 4. Arkansas. The flag of Arkansas represents the state's history, geography, and culture. It features a diamond-shaped design with 25 white stars on a blue border, a white central field with the word Arkansas, and for additional blue stars, the red background is inspired by the Confederate battle flag and symbolizes the state's heritage. The flag was designed in 1912 by Willie Cavanaugh Hawker, a teacher from Wabaseka, Arkansas. It was created for a contest held by the Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR. To give the state an official flag, the original design had 3 blue stars, but a 4th was later added. The diamond shape signifies that Arkansas is the only U.S. state where diamonds have been discovered. 25 white stars represent Arkansas being the 25th state to join the Union. 4 blue stars have distinct meanings. The 3 lower stars symbolize the 3 nations that ruled Arkansas, Spain, France, and the U.S. The top star was added in 1923 to represent Arkansas being a member of the Confederacy during the Civil War. The Arkansas flag was officially adopted on February 26, 1913, and has remained largely unchanged since then. Number 5. California. The flag of the state of California, known as the Bear Flag, originated from the Bear Flag Revolt in June 1846. At that time, a group of American settlers in California, which was then a part of Mexico, rebelled against the Mexican government and declared the California Republic. The original flag was designed by William Lawson Todd, the nephew of Mary Todd Lincoln, the wife of President Abraham Lincoln, and was first raised on June 14, 1846, in Sonoma, California. However, the California Republic lasted only 25 days before the United States. Military took control of the region during the Mexican-American War. Although the Bear Flag was used unofficially for many years, it was officially adopted as the state flag of California in 1911. The California flag carries several important symbols. The California grizzly bear represents strength and courage. The California grizzly, once native to the region, became extinct in the early 20th century. The red star, inspired by the flag of the Republic of Texas, symbolizing freedom and sovereignty. The words California Republic, a reminder of the Bear Flag, revolt, and the idea of independence before California became part of the United States. The red stripe at the bottom represents perseverance and the sacrifices of early pioneers in California. The first version of the Bear Flag was designed by William Lawson Todd in 1846 during the Bear Flag Revolt. The official version of the flag, which is used today, was adopted in 1911, based on the original design but with modifications in proportions and details. The California state flag remains one of the most recognizable state flags in the United States, symbolizing independence, strength, and the pioneering spirit of the people of California. Number 6. Colorado. The flag of Colorado consists of 3 horizontal stripes. The top and bottom stripes are blue, and the middle stripe is white. A large red C is positioned toward the hoist side of the flag, enclosing a golden disc. Blue represents the sky. White symbolizes the snow-capped mountains. Red stands for the red earth of Colorado. Gold represents the abundant sunshine in the state. The flag was designed by Andrew Carlisle Carson in 1911 and was officially adopted on June 5, 1911. However, the original design did not specify the exact shades of blue and red, leading to inconsistencies. In 1929, the Colorado General Assembly clarified that the colors should match those of the U.S. flag. Later, in 1964, the flag's specifications were further refined to standardize the size of the C and the gold disc. Before adopting the current flag, Colorado used a simple design featuring the state seal on a blue background, similar to many other U.S. states. The new design, introduced in 1911, was intended to be distinctive and symbolic of Colorado's natural beauty and heritage. The flag has remained unchanged since 1964 and is widely recognized as a symbol of state pride. Number 7. Connecticut. The flag of Connecticut consists of a blue field with the state's coat of arms in the center. The coat of arms features a white Baroque shield with 3 grapevines, each bearing 3 bunches of grapes. Below the shield is a gold and white ribbon with the Latin motto, Qui transtulit sustenent, meaning he who transplanted, still sustains a reference to the state's early settlers and their perseverance. The grapevines symbolize the first 3 settlements of Connecticut, Hartford, Windsor, and Wethersfield. They also represent the state's agricultural heritage and prosperity. The shield's Baroque design reflects European influence on early American heraldry. The blue field signifies loyalty and sovereignty. The motto originates from the early Puritan settlers, who believed they were divinely guided to the New World. The design of the coat of arms dates back to the late 1600s, originating from the seal of the Saybrook Colony, which merged with Connecticut in 1644. The current flag was officially adopted on September 9, 1897. After a recommendation by the Connecticut Society of the Sons of the American Revolution, the design is based on an earlier regimental flag used by Connecticut troops during the American Revolutionary War. The exact designer of the original coat of arms is unknown, as it evolved from the Saybrook Colony seal. However, the modern flag's layout was formally arranged by Connecticut state officials in the late 19th century. Number 8. Delaware. The flag of the state of Delaware features a buff-colored diamond on a colonial blue field, with the state's coat of arms in the center. Below the diamond, the date, December 7, 1787, is inscribed, marking the day Delaware became the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. The buff and blue colors were inspired by the uniforms of General George Washington's Continental Army. The diamond shape symbolizes Delaware's nickname, the Diamond State. Given by Thomas Jefferson because of its strategic location, the coat of arms includes symbols representing Delaware's agricultural and maritime heritage, with a farmer, a soldier, a ship, wheat, corn, an ox, and a river. Delaware adopted its state flag on July 24, 1913. The flag's design reflects the state's deep historical ties to the American Revolution and its proud status as the first state in the Union. The exact designer of Delaware's flag is unknown, but the flag's adoption was led by the state's government as part of efforts to establish official state symbols in the early 20th century. Number 9. Florida. The flag of the state of Florida consists of a red diagonal cross on a white background with the state seal in the center. The design resembles the flag of the Spanish Cross of Burgundy, which was historically used in Florida during the Spanish colonial period. The state seal depicts a Seminole woman scattering flowers, a steamboat on the water, a cabbage palmetto tree, and a radiant sun. Florida adopted its first official state flag in 1868, which was simply the state seal on a white background. However, in 1900, Governor Francis Philip Fleming proposed adding a red St. Andrew's cross, diagonal cross, to the flag to prevent it from looking like a symbol of surrender, a plain white flag. The design was officially adopted in 1900 and has remained largely unchanged, with only minor updates to the state seal over the years. The red cross represents Florida's historical ties to Spain and prevents the flag from appearing as a sign of surrender. The state seal symbolizes Florida's natural beauty, history, and native cultures. The Seminole woman honors Native American heritage. The steamboat represents commerce and transportation. The cabbage palmetto tree recognizes Florida's natural environment. The radiant sun symbolizes Florida's nickname as the Sunshine State. The original concept of the Red Cross was suggested by Governor Francis Philip Fleming in the late 19th century. However, the state seal has undergone multiple redesigns by various artists over time. The current version of the seal was standardized in 1985. Number 10. Georgia. The flag of Georgia consists of 3 horizontal stripes, 2 red stripes at the top and bottom, and a white stripe in the middle. On the left side, near the hoist, there is a blue canton featuring the state's coat of arms encircled by 13 white 5-pointed stars. The coat of arms includes an arch symbolizing the state's constitution, supported by 3 pillars representing the 3 branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial. Beneath the arch, a figure of a soldier stands, signifying the defense of these principles. The state motto, Wisdom, Justice, and Moderation, is inscribed on a scroll above the arch. Below the coat of arms, the words "In God We Trust" are displayed. Red, white, and blue colors reflect the historical connection to the United States. The 13 stars represent Georgia as one of the original 13 American colonies. The coat of arms symbolizes Georgia's government and its foundational principles. The soldier stands for the defense of liberty and justice. Georgia's flag has undergone several changes over the years, 1879 to 1956. The first distinct Georgia state flag featured the Confederate battle flag alongside a blue vertical stripe. 1956 to 2001. A controversial design prominently included the Confederate battle emblem, leading to criticism due to its association with segregationist policies. 2001 to 2003. A new design was introduced, replacing the Confederate imagery with a more neutral historical reference, but it was unpopular. 2003 present, the current design, based on the Confederate-era stars and bars, but incorporating Georgia's state symbols, was adopted following a statewide referendum. The current flag was designed by Senator George Hooks and officially adopted on May 8, 2003. It was chosen to create a unifying symbol for the state while acknowledging Georgia's history. Number 11. Hawaii. The flag of Hawaii consists of 8 horizontal stripes of white, red, and blue, representing the 8 major islands of the state. In the upper left corner canton, the Union Jack of the United Kingdom is displayed. The Union Jack symbolizes the historical relationship between the Kingdom of Hawaii and Great Britain, as King Kamehameha I maintained strong diplomatic ties with the British. The stripes are believed to reflect the influence of both the United States and the United Kingdom, as Hawaii was historically influenced by both nations. The Hawaiian flag was commissioned by King Kamehameha I around 1816. It is the only U.S. state flag that incorporates a foreign country's national symbol, the British Union Jack. The design was influenced by British and American flags due to Hawaii's diplomatic balancing act between the 2 major powers during the early 19th century. Over time, Hawaii transitioned from an independent kingdom to a republic 1894, then became a U.S. territory 1898, and finally, the 50th U.S. state 1959. Throughout these changes, the flag remained a symbol of Hawaiian identity and heritage. The exact designer of the flag is unknown, but it was created under the direction of King Kamehameha. Some accounts suggest that British advisors helped design it, ensuring that it reflected Hawaii's diplomatic stance while honoring its ties with Britain. Number 12. Idaho. The flag of Idaho consists of the state seal on a deep blue background, with a red and gold banner below displaying the words State of Idaho. The state seal represents Idaho's resources and industries. The miner and woman symbolize equality and liberty. The elk head represents the state's wildlife. The cornucopias and sheaves of wheat stand for agriculture. The river symbolizes Idaho's water resources. The blue background represents loyalty, justice, and truth. The red and gold banner adds contrast and enhances visibility. Adopted in 1907, based on a design used by the Idaho National Guard during the Spanish-American War, 1898, the current version was officially approved on March 12, 1907, and slightly revised in 1957 for more accurate colors and seal details. The state seal, which is central to the flag, was designed by Emma Edwards Green in 1891. She was the only woman to design a U.S. state seal. The flag itself does not have a single credited designer, but was based on the Idaho National Guard's battle flag. Number 13. Illinois. The Illinois state flag features the state seal on a white background. The seal includes an eagle holding a red banner in its beak that reads, "State Sovereignty, National Union." The word sovereignty is placed upside down, symbolizing the state's emphasis on national unity over state sovereignty. The eagle stands on a rock, bearing the years 1818, the year Illinois became a state, and 1868, the year the current seal was designed. The sun rising over the water represents Illinois' future, 1915. The original Illinois state flag was adopted after Ella Park Lawrence, a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, campaigned for a state flag design. 1969, a new version was approved, adding the word Illinois below the seal to ensure recognition. 1970, the updated flag was officially adopted on July 1, 1970. The original 1915 flag was designed by Lucy Derwent, an Illinois DAR member. The 1969 redesign, which included the state's name, was proposed by Governor Richard B. Ogilvie and drawn by Mrs. Sanford Hutchinson. Number 14. Indiana. The Indiana state flag features a blue field with a gold torch in the center, surrounded by stars. The torch symbolizes liberty and enlightenment, while the rays emanating from it represent their far-reaching influence. There are 19 stars, with 13 smaller stars forming an outer semicircle, representing the original 13 U.S. states. 5 larger stars form an inner arc, symbolizing the next 5 states to join the Union. The largest star, positioned above the torch, represents Indiana, the 19th state to enter the Union. In 1916, as part of Indiana's centennial celebration, the Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, sponsored a design contest for a new state flag. Prior to this, Indiana did not have an official state flag, only a state seal. The winning design became the official state flag in 1917 when the Indiana General Assembly adopted it. The flag was designed by Paul Hadley, a watercolor artist from Mooresville, Indiana. His design was chosen out of over 200 entries in the DAR competition. The simplicity and symbolism of his design have made it a lasting representation of Indiana. The flag remains an enduring symbol of Indiana's history and values, still in use today with no major alterations since its adoption. Number 15. Iowa. The Iowa state flag consists of 3 vertical stripes, blue, white, and red. These colors reflect Iowa's historical connection to France, as the land was once part of the Louisiana Territory. The white stripe in the center is larger than the others, and features a bald eagle carrying a blue ribbon in its beak. The ribbon bears the state motto, "Our liberties we prize, and our rights we will maintain." Below the eagle, Iowa is written in red capital letters. The flag symbolizes Iowa's dedication to liberty, heritage, and patriotism. Iowa did not have an official state flag until 1921, nearly 75 years after joining the Union in 1846. During World War I, Iowa National Guard soldiers serving in Europe requested a state flag to represent their home. This led to a push for an official design. The flag was designed by Dixie Cornell Gebhardt, a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, from Knoxville, Iowa. She created the design to honor Iowa's heritage and identity. In March 1921, the Iowa General Assembly adopted it as the official state flag. The Iowa state flag remains unchanged and is a proud symbol of the state's history and values. Number 16. Kansas. The Kansas state flag features a blue field with the state seal in the center and a golden sunflower above it. Below the seal, the word Kansas is written in bold gold letters. The state seal contains multiple symbols. A rising sun represents the east. A steamboat on the Kansas River symbolizes commerce. A wagon train heading west represents pioneers. A plowman working a field stands for agriculture. A group of Native Americans hunting bison reflects the state's early inhabitants. 34 stars at the top of the seal indicate Kansas as the 34th state to join the Union in 1861. The state motto, Ad Astra Per Aspera, Latin for "to the stars through difficulties," signifies Kansas perseverance. The sunflower, the state flower, represents the state's natural beauty and agricultural heritage. Kansas first adopted a state flag in 1925, but modified it in 1927 to remove a red stripe. The flag was officially adopted in 1927 and first flown at Fort Riley during a ceremony for the governor. In 1961, the design was slightly adjusted to include the name Kansas beneath the seal for better recognition. The flag was designed by Hazel Avery, a Kansas native. Her design was chosen to reflect the state's history, agriculture, and pioneering spirit. The Kansas state flag remains a strong symbol of the state's identity and resilience. Number 17, Kentucky. The Kentucky state flag has a blue field featuring the state seal in the center. The seal depicts two men shaking hands, one dressed as a frontiersman, representing Daniel Boone and early pioneers, and the other as a statesman representing political leadership. Above them, the state motto, "United we stand, divided we fall," is displayed. Encircling the seal are goldenrod branches, symbolizing goldenrod, Kentucky's state flower. The word Commonwealth of Kentucky is written in gold above the seal. The flag represents unity, strength, and the state's rich history. Kentucky did not have an official flag until 1918. Over a century after joining the Union in 1792, the flag's design was standardized by the state legislature in 1928, and minor changes were made in 1962 to ensure consistency. The flag was designed by Jesse Cox Burgess, an art teacher from Frankfort, Kentucky. His design was officially adopted in 1918 and has remained largely unchanged since. The Kentucky state flag serves as a proud representation of the state's history, resilience, and unity. Number 18, Louisiana. The Louisiana state flag features a pelican, which has been a symbol of the state for centuries. The design consists of a mother pelican tearing at her own chest to feed her 3 chicks with her blood, symbolizing sacrifice and selflessness. This imagery reflects Louisiana's motto, union, justice, and confidence, which appears on a ribbon beneath the pelican. The pelican is a traditional Christian symbol of charity and sacrifice, known as the pelican in her piety, and represents Louisiana's commitment to its citizens. 1812. When Louisiana became a state, its early flags varied. Some featured elements from the French and Spanish rule, while others used symbols of the pelican. 1861 Civil War era. During the Civil War, Louisiana had different flags, including a blue field with a single star and another featuring a red, white, and blue design. 1912. The first official design of the current pelican flag was adopted. 2006. The flag was updated to include a more historically accurate depiction of the pelican, explicitly showing drops of blood from the mother's chest, reinforcing the idea of sacrifice. There is no widely credited individual designer for the original 1912 flag. However, the state seal of Louisiana, which heavily influenced the flag's design, was based on historical symbols used in Louisiana since its colonial era. The 2006 revision was led by the Louisiana Secretary of State's office, which corrected previous inaccuracies in the pelican's design. Number 19, Maine. Maine's official state flag, adopted in 1909, features the state coat of arms on a blue field. The coat of arms includes several key symbols. A moose resting under a pine tree represents Maine's wildlife and vast forests. A farmer and a sailor symbolize agriculture and Maine's strong maritime tradition. A North Star with the motto, "Dirigo I Lead," reflects Maine's leadership and independent spirit. A shield with a blue sky and green land represents Maine's natural beauty. 1901 Original Flag. Maine's first official flag featured a simple design, BUFF colored field with a blue North Star and a green pine tree. Many people today support returning to this design for its uniqueness. 1909 current flag, the state changed the coat of arms on a blue field, similar to other state flags. There is no single credited designer for the 1909 flag, as it was based on Maine's existing state seal from 1820, designed by a committee when Maine became a state. Number 20, Maryland. Maryland's state flag is one of the most distinctive and historically significant in the U.S. It features a bold quartered design with alternating patterns from two prominent colonial families. Black and gold yellow pattern represents the Calvert family, the colonial proprietors of Maryland. Red and white cross pattern represents the Crossland family, the maternal side of Lord Baltimore's lineage. This combination symbolizes both Maryland's British heritage and its colonial founding under George Calvert, the first Lord Baltimore. History of the Maryland state flag. Pre-Civil War, before 1861. The black and gold Calvert design was commonly used as Maryland's symbol. Civil War 1861-1865. The red and white Crossland design became associated with Confederate sympathizers in Maryland. Post-Civil War 1865 to 1880s to promote unity between Union and Confederate supporting Marylanders. Both designs were combined into the modern flag. 1904, Maryland officially adopted the flag as the state's emblem. The exact designer is unknown, but the flag's design emerged organically as Marylanders sought a reconciliation symbol after the Civil War. It was based on the coats of arms of the Calvert and Crossland families, which had been part of Maryland's colonial heritage since its founding in 1634. Number 21. Massachusetts. The Massachusetts state flag has undergone several changes over the years. The current design was officially adopted in 1971, but its origins trace back to colonial times. The state's first flag, used in the Revolutionary War, featured a pine tree, a symbol of freedom and resilience, from 1908 to 1971. Massachusetts had a double-sided flag one side, featuring the state coat of arms, and the other a green pine tree on a white field. In 1971, the flag was changed to a single-sided design to simplify production. The Massachusetts state flag consists of a white field with the state's coat of arms in the center. The coat of arms includes a blue shield, represents the sky and the state's connection to liberty. A Native American Massachusetts tribe member depicts a historical indigenous inhabitant, signifying the region's original people. A golden arm holding a sword above the shield symbolizes the state's readiness to defend liberty. The arm is inspired by a Revolutionary War leader, Miles Standish. A white star represents Massachusetts as one of the original 13 colonies. A Latin motto, Ansipeti Placetum, sub libertate quiatum, which translates to, by the sword, we seek peace, but peace only under liberty. This reflects the state's dedication to freedom. The white background symbolizes peace, while the flag's overall design highlights the state's history, indigenous heritage, and revolutionary spirit. Number 22. Michigan. Michigan has had 3 official state flags. The first, adopted in 1837, the year Michigan became a state, featured a portrait of the first governor, Stevens Thompson Mason, on one side and an American eagle on the other. The second flag, introduced in 1865, displayed the state coat of arms on a blue background. The current design, adopted in 1911, retains this coat of arms and has remained unchanged since. Michigan's flag features a dark blue field with the state coat of arms in the center. The coat of arms includes several symbols. Bald eagle top represents the United States and Michigan's commitment to the nation. Elk and moose sides represent Michigan's rich wildlife and were borrowed from the Hudson's Bay Company coat of arms. Shield center, with a man standing on a peninsula, represents a frontiersman holding his hand up in peace while carrying a long gun, symbolizing Michigan's readiness to defend itself. Sun and water symbolize Michigan's position as a Great Lakes state. The flag also includes 3 Latin mottos: E pluribus unum, above the eagle. Out of many, one representing unity in the United States. Tuber on the shield. I will defend, emphasizing Michigan's dedication to protection. See Queries Peninsula Momentum, circumspiced below the shield. If you seek a pleasant peninsula, look about you, referencing Michigan's unique geography with its 2 peninsulas. The flag reflects Michigan's natural beauty, frontier history, and connection to the United States. Number 23. Minnesota. Minnesota has had multiple versions of its state flag since it became a state in 1858. The first official flag, adopted in 1893, had a double-sided design featuring the state seal on one side and a floral emblem on the other. Because this was costly to produce, Minnesota switched to a single-sided flag in 1957. The most recent revision in 1983 made minor adjustments to the seal's design and colors. However, due to ongoing criticism that the flag was overly complex and that the imagery on the seal could be interpreted as depicting colonial dominance over Native Americans, Minnesota adopted a new state flag in 2024. This new design takes effect on May 11, 2025, Minnesota's Statehood Day. A North Star gold in the center represents the state's motto, L'Étoile du Nord French, for the Star of the North. A blue field with a white wavy stripe symbolizes Minnesota's many lakes and rivers. A simplified modern design moves away from the previous state seal imagery to create a more inclusive and recognizable flag. Number 24. Mississippi. The Mississippi state flag has undergone significant changes throughout history, reflecting the state's cultural and political evolution. Here's an overview of its meaning and history. Flag, in God we trust. A new flag was designed and adopted in 2021 after a public vote. A magnolia flower, Mississippi's state flower, symbolizing hospitality and resilience. A gold-bordered blue circle with 20 stars, representing Mississippi as the 20th state to join the U.S. A single gold star at the top, honoring Native American tribes. The phrase, "In God we trust," reflecting Mississippi's religious heritage. Number 25. Missouri. The Missouri state flag was designed by Marie Elizabeth Watkins Oliver and officially adopted on March 22, 1913. It consists of 3 horizontal stripes, red, white, and blue, with the Missouri state seal in the center, encircled by 24 white stars on a blue background. Red, white, and blue stripes. These colors represent Missouri's French heritage and the influence of the United States national flag. Red symbolizes valor and hardiness. White stands for purity. Blue signifies vigilance, justice, and perseverance. Missouri State Seal Center emblem. The seal reflects the state's values and history. 2 grizzly bears stand on both sides of a shield, symbolizing strength and bravery. A crescent moon inside the shield represents Missouri's potential for growth and prosperity. A bald eagle holding arrows and an olive branch at the top signifies Missouri's connection to the federal government. The Latin motto, Salus Populi Suprema, Lex Esto, the welfare of the people shall be the supreme law, is inscribed above. 24 white stars on a blue background. These stars show that Missouri was the 24th state to join the Union in 1821. Missouri did not have an official flag for nearly 90 years after becoming a state in 1821. Marie Oliver, the wife of a state senator, designed the flag in 19... It was officially adopted by the Missouri legislature in 1913, defeating a competing flag design. The flag has remained unchanged since then, and continues to symbolize Missouri's history, strength, and unity within the United States. Number 26. Montana. The Montana state flag features a blue field with the state seal of Montana in the center and the word Montana in bold yellow gold letters above it. The flag was officially adopted in 1905, with later modifications in 1981 and 1985. The blue background represents Montanans' loyalty and connection to the United States. The state seal's central emblem depicts Montana's natural beauty and economic history. A landscape of mountains, forests, and the Great Falls of the Missouri River symbolizes the state's natural resources. A plow and pickaxe represent Montana's rich agricultural and mining heritage. A ribbon at the bottom contains the state motto, Oro y Plata, Spanish for gold and silver. Reflecting Montana's history during the gold and silver rush of the 19th century, the flag was first designed in 1898 for the 1st Montana Infantry Regiment during the Spanish-American War. It was officially adopted as the state flag in 1905, though it initially did not have Montana written on it. Interesting fact, Montana's flag is sometimes considered one of the most detailed state flags, due to its intricate depiction of the state seal. Number 27. Nebraska. The Nebraska state flag consists of the state seal set against a deep blue background. It was officially adopted in 1925, making it one of the last states to adopt a flag. The state seal at the center of the flag contains several symbolic elements representing Nebraska's history, economy, and values. A steamboat on the Missouri River, symbolizing trade and transportation. A train heading west representing expansion and the importance of the railroad. A cabin and a sheaf of wheat, depicting early pioneer life and Nebraska's agricultural significance. A blacksmith with a hammer and anvil representing the importance of industry and hard work. A banner with the state motto, "Equality before the law," signifying Nebraska's commitment to fairness and justice. Number 28, Nevada. The Nevada state flag features a deep blue background with a unique emblem in the upper left corner. It was officially adopted in 1929 and modified in 1991. A silver star representing Nevada's nickname, the Silver State, due to its rich silver mining history. 2 sprays of sagebrush, Nevada's state flower symbolizing the desert landscape and resilience. A golden ribbon with Battleborn, highlighting Nevada's statehood during the Civil War in 1864, making it one of only 2 states, West Virginia being the other to join the Union during the war. The word Nevada below the star, ensuring the state's name is prominently displayed. Number 29, New Hampshire. The New Hampshire state flag features the state seal centered on a deep blue background. It was officially adopted in 1909 and remains largely unchanged since then. At the center of the flag is the state seal, which contains several symbolic elements. USS Raleigh, a warship built in 1776 for the Continental Navy, representing New Hampshire's role in the American Revolution and its shipbuilding industry. A rising sun, symbolizing a new beginning and the state's bright future. A laurel wreath with 9 stars, representing New Hampshire as the 9th state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. A blue background common among U.S. state flags, symbolizing loyalty and patriotism. Number 30, New Jersey. The New Hampshire state flag features the state seal centered on a deep blue background. It was officially adopted in 1909 and remains largely unchanged since then. At the center of the flag is the state seal, which contains several symbolic elements. USS Raleigh, a warship built in 1776 for the Continental Navy, representing New Hampshire's role in the American Revolution and its shipbuilding industry. A rising sun, symbolizing a new beginning and the state's bright future. A laurel wreath with 9 stars, representing New Hampshire as the 9th state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. A blue background common among U.S. state flags, symbolizing loyalty and patriotism. Number 31, New Mexico. The New Mexico state flag is one of the most distinctive and well-regarded U.S. state flags. It features a red sun symbol on a golden-yellow background. It was officially adopted in 1925 and is inspired by Native American and Spanish influences. The red sun symbol, Zia, comes from the Zia Pueblo, an indigenous tribe in New Mexico. It represents the 4 sacred elements in their culture, for directions north, south, east, west. For seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter. For times of the day, morning, noon, evening, night. For stages of life, childhood, youth, adulthood, old age. The center circle represents life and unity. The yellow and red colors are inspired by the flag of Spain, symbolizing New Mexico's Spanish colonial heritage. Number 32, New York. The New York state flag features the state coat of arms centered on a deep blue background. It was officially adopted in 1901, though its design has origins dating back to the Revolutionary War era. At the center of the flag is the New York State coat of arms, which includes a shield depicting the Hudson River and sun rising behind the mountains, representing New York's geography, prosperity, and a bright future. A sailing ship and a sloop on the river, symbolizing commerce and economic strength. 2 female figures. Liberty left holds a liberty cap on a staff, representing freedom, and has a discarded British crown at her feet, symbolizing independence from Great Britain. Justice right holds a sword and wears a blindfold, representing fairness and impartiality. An eagle perched atop a globe, representing New York's role in global affairs and leadership. A banner with the state motto, Excelsior, Latin for ever upward, symbolizing progress and ambition. Number 33, North Carolina. The North Carolina state flag features a blue vertical stripe on the left and two horizontal stripes, red over white, on the right, with a white star and two golden ribbons. It was officially adopted in 1885, though earlier versions date back to the Civil War era. The blue vertical bar represents loyalty and strength. The red and white horizontal stripes come from the United States flag and symbolize courage and purity. The white five-pointed star represents North Carolina itself. Two golden banners with key historical dates. May 20th, 1775. The Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence, a document believed to be the first declaration of independence from Britain, signed in Charlotte. April 12, 1776. The Halifax Resolves, which was the first official call for all American colonies to seek independence from Britain. Number 34, North Dakota. The North Dakota state flag features a blue field with a detailed bald eagle emblem, closely resembling the Great Seal of the United States. It was officially adopted in 1911 and is based on the flag carried by North Dakota soldiers during the Spanish-American War 1898-1899. Bald eagle represents strength, freedom, and the protection of the United States. A red ribbon with North Dakota added in 1943 to distinguish the flag from the U.S. coat of arms. A shield on the eagle's chest displays red and white stripes with a blue top, symbolizing the United States. The eagle holds an olive branch and arrows, representing peace and readiness for war. A banner in the eagle's beak with E pluribus, unum, a Latin phrase meaning out of many, one, symbolizing unity. A semicircle of 13 stars above the eagle, representing the original 13 American colonies. A golden sunburst above the stars, signifying a bright future and the state's northern location. Number 35, Ohio. The flag of the state of Ohio is unique among U.S. state flags because it is not a rectangle instead. It has a swallowtail, burgee shape. The flag's design and symbols hold specific meanings. Red, white, and blue colors. These represent Ohio's loyalty to the United States and reflect the national colors. Triangles, the triangular shapes in the flag, symbolize Ohio's hills and valleys. Stripes, the 5 horizontal stripes, represent the roads and waterways of the state. Circle with a white center, the O, this represents both the first letter of Ohio and a buckeye, which is the state tree and nickname for Ohio. Stars, there are 17 stars, as Ohio was the 17th state to join the Union. Number 36, Oklahoma. The flag of Oklahoma features a sky blue field with a traditional Osage Nation buffalo skin shield in the center, adorned with symbols representing peace and unity. Here's what its elements mean. Sky blue background, inspired by the flag, carried by Choctaw soldiers during the Civil War. It symbolizes devotion. Osage buffalo skin shield represents the Native American heritage of Oklahoma. 7 eagle feathers attached to the shield, they symbolize honor and strength. Calumet, peace pipe, and olive branch, the peace pipe. Native American symbol, an olive branch, European symbol, cross each other, representing peace between different cultures. The word Oklahoma added in 1941 to make the flag more identifiable.
Number 37, Oregon.
The flag of Oregon is unique among U.S. state flags because it has 2 different sides. It is the only state flag with a double-sided design. Front side, obverse. Navy blue background with gold elements representing the state's official colors. State seal centered, features a detailed shield with various symbols. A sun setting over mountains and the Pacific Ocean. A British ship departing and an American ship arriving, symbolizing Oregon's transition from British to U.S. control. A covered wagon, representing pioneers and the Oregon Trail. A plow, wheat and pickaxe, symbolizing agriculture and mining. 33 stars, signifying Oregon as the 33rd state to join the Union in 1859. State of Oregon above the seal and 1859 below the seal, the year Oregon became a state. Backside, reverse. A gold beaver, the beaver, is Oregon's state animal, representing the fur trade, which played a crucial role in the state's early economy. The Oregon flag was officially adopted in 1925, and its double-sided design makes it one of the most distinctive U.S. state flags. Number 38, Pennsylvania. The flag of Pennsylvania features the state's coat of arms on a deep blue field. The coat of arms consists of several important symbols that represent Pennsylvania's values, industries, and history. Shield, the central part of the coat of arms, includes a ship, symbolizing Pennsylvania's role in commerce and trade, a plow, representing the state's rich agriculture, 3 sheaves of wheat, signifying fertile land and prosperity, black horses. 2 black draft horses stand as supporters on either side of the shield, symbolizing strength and endurance. Bald eagle, atop the coat of arms. The bald eagle represents Pennsylvania's loyalty to the United States. Olive branch and cornstalk below the shield, an olive branch and a cornstalk symbolize peace and prosperity. State motto, a red ribbon below the shield bears Pennsylvania's motto, virtue, liberty, and independence. The flag reflects Pennsylvania's agricultural wealth, industrial strength, and commitment to freedom and self-governance. Number 39, Rhode Island. The flag of Rhode Island features a white field with a gold anchor in the center, surrounded by 13 gold stars and a blue ribbon below with the word hope in gold letters. Each element has symbolic meaning. Gold anchor represents hope, a reference to Rhode Island's maritime heritage and its motto. 13 stars symbolize the original 13 colonies and Rhode Island's role as the 13th state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. Blue ribbon with hope, the state motto, reflecting Rhode Island's ideals of optimism and perseverance. White background symbolizes purity and integrity. The flag's design reflects Rhode Island's strong connection to the sea and its historical commitment to freedom and hope.